Lesson 10.3, Analyzing the Derivative Graph, Level 2. It says a twice differentiable function f is shown below on the domain -9 to 9. The function f has points of inflection shown with small green circles on the graph. Compare the following values. And so on Delta Math, you'll have questions where you put them in order least to greatest. You'll choose from multiple choice, and sometimes you just have to choose what they equal. They may have answers that repeat, so they're not always going to be like ours where we put them in order, but for ours, that's what I want to do. So first we need to figure out what is f of 1. This is the graph of just f. And so what is the y value when x is 1? That would be -2. But for this case, all I really need to know that f of 1 is less than 0 because it came out to be negative. F prime at 1 means the slope. What is the slope of the tangent line right here? That would be 0. And then f double prime of 1 deals with concavity. So right here on this piece, see how this is concave up? That means that f double prime of 1 is positive or greater than 0. So if I wanted to list these in order, it would be my negative, so the f of 1 is less than, then I'd have my 1 that's 0, f prime of 1, and then my positive. So actually the order was correct. All right, let's try number 2. Now we have f of -1. We're still on the graph of f. So here when x is -1, it looks like we have a point at -3. So that means that f of -1 is negative, less than 0. Slope at -3 is increasing. It's pretty steep, right? So that would be positive, greater than 0. And then f double prime at -1. Since there's a point right here, that's going to be the point of inflection, which means f double prime of -1 equals 0. And so I would do my smallest one, my negative first, then my one that equals 0, that's f double prime, and then the one that's positive. Oh, I should put less than. So again, though, on Delta Math, they won't always be like that. You'll have to fill some in, and you could pick more than this one answer. Some of them might both be 0, or both negative, or both positive. Okay, let's do some more analyzing what these graphs are doing. Determine all intervals on which f of x is concave up. And so I've got graph of f prime. That's very important. So these are the slopes. Concave up is when the second derivative is positive. So what that means is if I were to take the slope of these slopes, I need the slopes to be positive. So I need where it's increasing. I'm just making notes for you to make notes. So I'm trying to really find where is this derivative graph increasing so that if I made the second derivative graph, those values would be positive. So I want the slope to be positive here. That's the only place because it's decreasing and decreasing. So I would say from x is -2 to 3. Number 4, determine all intervals on which f double prime of x is greater than 0. That's exactly what I wrote here. Again, this deals with concavity, but we're saying where is then f prime of x increasing? Where is the slope going up? Because I want to be able to plot f double prime in the positive y values. So I would say it's increasing here and here. 2 intervals, we got -6 to -2 and 5 to 9. So those 2 questions are really asking the same thing, just different wording. And then number 5, determine the values of x where f double prime of x would equal 0. So again, f double prime is being the slope of this slope. Where is the slope of this slope 0? That would be here at -4, here really at 0, here at 3. -4, 0, and 3. So where's the slope of the slope? Zero, or horizontal tangent line. And then the last one, determine the values of x at which the function f has an inflection point. This is a little more specific. An inflection point is not only when f double prime of x equals 0, it's where it has to change signs. We have to go from increasing to decreasing or decreasing to increasing slope. So that's really going to be any min or max. So a slope of the slope that being 0 would be here, but because I'm decreasing that whole time, that's not it. But here would be one of them because I'm going from negative slope to positive slope. This would not be one of them. This would be one of them. So it's just the relative mins or max. That's at x equals -1 and x equals 5.